Today's been a day, okay? I'll let you know that. My camera looks like crap. My phone, the phone that I've had for, when did the 13 come out? 3 years ago now? It's cracked on the back. Because of the recession and because of the inflation of prices, I can't get a new phone right now. My God. Even though my mobile plan allows for a new phone every 2 years, for some reason I can't get that. I'm not saying things go wrong in my life every single day. I'm not saying that. Nor am I saying I want to complain every single day. But I did, in fact, study for chemistry, a beginner entry-level college chemistry course. Amen. 2.5 weeks in advance, and you may be saying to yourself, 2.5 weeks, like, for a whole module, for an exam? Is that enough time? Yes, it's enough time. If you've been studying everything else coming up to it and now you're just restudying everything all together instead of separate modules for the exam, there is 5 modules for this exam that I had to memorize. Each module was uploaded on Canvas, and each module had 1 or 2 1-hour-long lectures, and I watched each of those lectures twice, right? I then took notes for each of those 2 watchings about what I missed and what I didn't understand. I then went through homework that I was doing leading up into it, and I redid all the homeworks that each would take a normal person who understands a class 30 minutes to 2 hours to complete, because each of these homeworks is anywhere from 15 to 30 questions, a majority of 3 of them had 30 questions. Did each of the homeworks, made sure I could do that. My professor uploads pages of review questions with the answers to them, but not how to solve them. I solved each page, mind you, he doesn't just upload 1 page per module. No, he uploads 5 pages per module. And I was like, I could go through 2 and call it a day if I knew how to do it really quickly. Or I could do every single module on the paper, watch every single uploaded lecture, do every single homework, and then go take this fucking exam, okay? So I go take this fucking exam. I go to take it. I wake up this morning early. I'm like, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I put my hair in braids. I put jewelry on. I put a lucky bra on. A lucky red bra. I'm like, there's no way I could fail. There's literally no way I could fail. Absolutely none. I know how to do every single problem. I've tutored my friends on how to do these problems, and they've been, and then they're like, and understanding. There's no way. There's just no way. And, yeah, so I go and I sit down to take this fucking exam. We only have an hour and a half. Mind you, I understand time stays the same, but the amount of questions increases. I understand that being a concept for any college level course. I understand that. I get it. But jumping from 25 questions of just literally vocab done in an hour and a half to 30 questions where 25 of those questions are just math problems that each have 4 steps to them, and that each, if you're doing it really fast like me and you actually understand the concepts, will take you anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes per question, on top of vocab question, on top of the fact that the professor started the exam late, so we had not an hour and a half, on top of the fact that every 5 minutes he would go, you guys only have an hour and 25, you guys only have an hour and 20, you guys only have an hour and 15, you guys only have an hour, literally every fucking 5 minutes. And then he stopped and he was like, by the way, if you have this exam, I made a mistake. Fix it. It's actually this. And everyone was like, what the fuck? The person next to me got there late, by the way. There's a person that got there late, and they love to eat. Alright? And I try to be lenient. We're friends. We're chill. Until it's gotten in the way of them sitting right next to me. These are very, very, very tiny chairs. You're supposed to have a gap in between each student, but they literally could not go sit at the nearest possible chair because the chairs at the front are built differently than the other chairs. If you know what I'm not trying to be mean. I'm literally not trying to be. It was just the facts of the situation. so they have to sit in the chair next to me because it's the only available one. I'm on ADHD medication, and if you take that, even if you have a full meal, sometimes it can get to you and you get nauseous around food. And they proceed to pull out an extra large bag, I didn't even know that existed, of M&Ms. I don't mean like the pouch, I mean like the bag. Like, instead of just the regular size, it said extra large, like family size. I'm like, they open it. I'm like, can you not eat that next to me? Because there's talking. The professor every 5 minutes is saying, five minutes to go by, 5 minutes to go by, 5 minutes, instead of just putting a timer on the screen. And then, like, them chewing and chomping on M&Ms right next to me in a squished chair. Like, it would be squished if a person of my stature were to sit next to me. I'd be squished. But it's more, and so I was squished. And I'm extra prepared, so I have a bunch of paper and highlighters and pencils. And so I'm doing my job. And then I was like, please, can you just wait? Please. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry. No, I can't. And I was like, well, I'm a little bit nauseous right now. I'm just a little bit nauseous. Would that change the situation? I'm wasting time trying to get them to not. I mind you, I only asked twice. And very nicely, I was like, can you please? And they were like, oh, no, sorry. Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry. It makes you nauseous. I need the chocolate. And I was like, I was about to ask, are you diabetic? Look for the warning signs of diabetes. I have several family members. None. There's no diabetes there. None. So I'm like, okay. This is pure pleasure. This is pure just needing chocolate as a psychological response. I'm like, okay, well then. I'm trying to not freak out. Okay? The exam comes to an end. I have 5 questions left unanswered. And I know what you're saying, Nelly, if you spend 2 to 4 minutes for each question, you should still have enough time. I know. Despite all my reviewing, and despite the professor saying that if you reviewed the way I reviewed, you should have nothing that you don't recognize. There were 2 questions I don't recognize, and I'm gonna have to go to the professor's room and ask him about, because I never saw that in my entire life. I've never seen that. I understood it, but I didn't know the steps immediately, so I spent 10 minutes staring and being like connecting the dots of the other modules and questions and being like, oh, that's how I would solve it. And then I began the process of solving it. So that sucked. And then I was like, universe, like, hear me. I prayed to everything in existence and went on the paper, and I just started answering random questions in that Scantron. And then I left. We're allowed to take the exam home, just not the Scantron home, because the exam changes every single class. Like, if he teaches 2 classes in a day, the exams that he gives out for those 2 classes, even though they're the same exact classes, are completely different questions. So it does not matter. So I take the paper, I run it through every possible search engine, look for the answers. I probably either barely passed or just didn't pass. That's not normal for me. And I don't mean by like a just didn't pass, I mean like just didn't pass. Then I went to biology, and then I had to immediately go study for biology exam. Only I couldn't, because I was so worked up this morning and overwhelmed that I forgot my phone charger. And I can't be on my campus without a phone, trust me. And so I returned things I borrowed a calculator from the school, returned that. Went to go buy a ticket that was overpriced. I don't understand why I have to spend more money in a class even though I'm giving the school immense amounts of money. Nor do I understand why I'm looked at like a freaking weirdo for taking a bunch of fruit that's given at the dining hall with money that I pay them, as if I'm inconveniencing them. I can have as much food as I want, and I'm going to take a bunch of bananas. If you have a million bananas, I'm going to take them, okay? I pay y'all enough money. This is the least y'all can give me. Put me through hell and back mentally, physically, emotionally. And then I walked to go get a ticket that's a mile from the campus, the ticket booth. you don't understand what I'm saying. It's getting confusing at this point, but I'm just so tired. And then I walked to the grocery store. My boyfriend, bless his little heart, sent me $20. I bought groceries with that and a student discount. And then I walked 2 miles home. Then I called my mom, and that money is tight, man. Everything's tight. I need to get a job again. It's final season. I look insane. I feel insane. I hope everyone that is struggling right now, I hope y'all do better. I hope everything gets better. I truly hope you have a nice sunny day that you can sit under. I hope you get a good meal in your tum-tum. It's rough, it's rough. And then I'm watching YouTubers and I'm like, guys, like, their life is so fun for them right now. And I'm like, well, what do you do for a job that allows you to have so much fun every single day like that? Fitness YouTubers, regular YouTubers, regular content creators, like, they all have some sort of really good job that they could do before they started uploading, or their job is just really good when it comes to the uploading stuff. Like, they get paid a lot, and I'm just like, wow. That's why the economy's not kicking your butt right now. Like, they're complaining about it, but they're still paying for it, and they're still like, life is fine. I'm like, oh my god. I'm struggling. I'm a freshman, by the way. Hi. My god. Oh my god. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. I think. I know. I probably seem so insane. Oh my god.